Garden State weather, meteorologist Robert Smith on this 7th of January, the Friday of the first week of January 2022. Been working in the background in the office here. Also been resting the last couple of days. I don't know. I don't have COVID. I've been tested so many times, but it's running so rampant now across the world, including here in the northern mid-Atlantic, that it was supposed to be my week off in Florida. And it should have been looking at this satellite imagery right here. But that was not the case. With COVID, snowstorm in the Ohio-Tennessee River Valley area here, the central south coast here, central south interior, and of course the mid-Atlantic. We had a New Jersey special, which produced a lot of snow in the Delmarva and southern and central coastal New Jersey the other day, and then a widespread event today. That's all clearing off now into Nova Scotia. Here's our new active pattern. This is another example of an atmospheric river coming in off the west coast. By the way, you can subscribe to our channel at Garden State Weather. It's youtube.com/user/Garden State Weather. Let's try this again from the top so that we get this right. Premium weather discussions, some of which I did this morning, which are showing up now. But again, I've added the icons here so that you can subscribe. If you're not a subscriber right now, you can do that. You can also subscribe to my channel at Garden State Weather Twitter by clicking on the button. It's Garden State WX, at Garden State WX. That's Twitter. And Garden State Weather, you can just look for it here on YouTube. Probably the best thing to do here is go back to some of the local storm reports that we had. Let's do PHI. And let's do all the snow reports, or at least 100 of them. I mean, you got the message here. We had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches of snow in the area across Mercer County and Monmouth, and, you know, all these reports I updated this morning. Further being updated throughout the afternoon. And of course, the other office that mattered so much more with the frontal genetic forcing that produced so much snow. We had 5, 6, 7, 8 inches. I think LaGuardia broke a record today. So that's something. Fairfield too, 8.6. 9 inches of snow in a few spots I've seen here. That's crazy, right? Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. Next things up is teleconnections. Want to go over the rest of the forecast going forward into next week and the week beyond here. We're going to take a look at the NAO. Let's see if the data came in from all model guidances here. Not showing up at 12Z, but the European EPS, I think, showed up. No? No, it didn't? 6Z? No. Well, that's last night's. Hold on. Not all models are in yet, but the North Atlantic oscillation on the European high-resolution model going into January 17th is showing that positive trend going into negative, and this is around the time of next weekend that we're expecting another isentropic lift event with snow, rain, sleet, freezing rain across the mid-Atlantic, and that's showing up a little bit, and then it goes up. The Korean model guidance, again, is showing the same kind of thing. This is off the 12Z model guidance here. It's not as strong, but it's showing it. That's the Korean model. The GFS model is really in the tank here with the North Atlantic oscillation. So we know that something is going to pop here in this time period. Could even pop again later in the month. The ensemble, 16-day from this morning's run. Again, the negative NAO in place on the GFS ensemble forecast here. So this looks, you know, like we're going to have blocking here. We'll show you why in the stratosphere in a moment. And the Canadian model, probably not the best one to use. This is off this morning's European model guidance stratosphere at 10 millibars, the upper levels of the stratosphere here. Here's our big polar vortex here, locked over the central Canadian region in Siberia here. Strong high pressure blocking over the top of it. This is what we call a stratospheric warming event, and as you can see, it is propagating around the other side of the pole here, and it's lifting the polar vortex back up, and then it splits it into two lobes again, one further up towards Scandinavia and the Arctic Circle here and into Europe, and the other one here over just north of Hudson's Bay. So with this kind of split taking place, even at 10 millibars, let's see, 50, and it shows up nice. There's going to be problems coming. I guarantee you that. It's not going to be a clear-cut forecast, but there's going to be snow, ice, sleet, and rain on the way here. Let's see. New model run of the European model guidance is 500 millibar North American height anomalies. Here goes our height anomaly off of the New England coast and Nova Scotia into Canada. And things calm down just a little bit. Here comes that next lobe coming in Tuesday, Monday night and Tuesday. Again, this is kind of strung out, but the idea of it being cold around here with single digits and negative digits in the wind chill values that we showed this morning is going to turn out. Then the pattern again relaxes a little bit, and it gets very active again. This is a warping polar vortex, high latitude blocking now developing in the 500 millibar pattern here over and just east-based of Greenland here. So that is going to support some troughing here in the eastern United States and troughing here along the Aleutian Islands with high pressure near Montana or over the Central Plains. So that's showing up at the 500 millibar level, and that's coming up for next Saturday. And then, you know, something's going to pop here along probably along the East Coast from, let's say, Kansas all the way up to the Mid-Atlantic here. It's going to be an isentropic lift event, and it's going to feature snow, ice, rain, and then a relaxation in the pattern once again, but that's also going to change as we head into the second part of January. Lifting in the atmosphere from a genetic forcing, positive vorticity advection off of southern New England and Nova Scotia. Here comes a break in the action. Then comes the next system. So we're going to have some cold air and some lake effect snow coming in from off the Great Lakes into northern New England and the Mid-Atlantic. But if it's not going to reach the ground, then it's just going to be cold here. We'll get into the temperatures and the wind chill in a moment, because this looks a little strung out to me right now. So that's the reason why I'm not supporting a snowstorm in the area. But there could be downwind lake effect snow that it's going to pile up in this kind of pattern that we're seeing here on down sloping Lake Erie and Lake Ontario into southern New York, Pennsylvania, southern New England. So they're going to pick up on the snow, and that was, you know, there's no change in the forecast when it comes to that. Here's the next upper cutoff low here in the desert southwest. Again, an atmospheric river over the top of it from off the Pacific, coming downwind into the lakes and off of the East Coast. What's the problem here for this weekend coming up? Well, Friday looks okay, but here comes that short wave out of the desert southwest and isentropic lift. And we've got two branches here. We've got the polar branch, and then we have this sort of tropical branch here. Both of these are positively tilted. And when you have positively tilted trough and strung out PVA, you get isentropic lifting. And that isentropic lifting over the cold surface starts out as snow, then mixes with sleet, freezing rain, and then changes over to rain. And we'll show you why the European model guidance wants to hone in on that just right now. And as the skies turn cloudy this afternoon on the northwest flow behind this deepening storm over Nova Scotia, we have snow showers that are spreading in from New York into Connecticut. Let's take a look at Philadelphia's radar. That's Brookhaven's radar. And again, a few flurries showing up here in northwestern New Jersey under that cloudy sky as well. I don't know if I see any reports. Let's take a look at 2 o'clock here. Let's see, it's 3 o'clock now. Let's take a look at 2 o'clock's observations here, see if there's any flurries being reported in the air. There is over Newark. We've seen a few flurries here being reported at the airport here. And elsewhere, yeah, there are a few flurries around the region. Light snow in Somerville, mixed precipitation in Allaire. I don't know about that. Flurries in Newark, and we're definitely seeing it on Doppler. Let's take a look at New York. You can get back here. New York. OKX. Let's see. Yep, flurries in Albany. Some light snow in Somerville. That's in New Jersey. Eastern Pennsylvania. Well, there's a few flurries around the region. It's not out of the question. 18Z NAM model guidance still coming in, but the 12Z model guidance is definitely showing the lake effect snows coming down on a northwest flow over Lake Erie, Rochester, Buffalo, Elmira, Albany. That waxes and wanes. Here is our ocean snow and rain out of here. Forecast then turns to Saturday night and Sunday morning. Another warming trend is occurring, but we've got cold air locked in place at the surface and just aloft. So precipitation could start off as some freezing rain or some sleet, some mixed rain, and this could be treacherous here. We'll take a look at this Sunday afternoon. It's still going to be quite chilly around here. That exits, and then, still got the vestiges of a cold front coming through, short wave on this front, and a cold air advection to the north and west again, coming off a westerly direction from Alpena into Rochester, Burlington, Albany. You got it. Last night's European model run had isentropic lift from Kansas City all the way up to the mid-Atlantic, starting out as snow, then going over to a mixture of snow, sleet, freezing rain. Then this morning, it did the opposite. This is the operational. I'm telling you, something here is going to pop. This probably is not correct. This morning's run is probably an outlier. Let's go back to the 12Z run of yesterday, the 16th. See if we can find any indicators here. And that was showing something of the like too. So the trend here has been from last night and yesterday morning's European model guidance run, but not so much this morning. And it's not unusual for the model guidance to lose things. It is 7 to 10 days out here in the forecast, but with this kind of configuration in the Pacific here, and this atmospheric river here on the simple water vapor channel here over the west coast, deep troughing in the east now starting to develop, and the teleconnections that I just gone through, it's not surprising to me that the models are going to flip-flop with Sunday's forecast a little bit, probably closer to another disturbance on Thursday, and then next weekend could be, the models are losing it right now. The GFS is not showing it, but the teleconnections tell me that something is going to pop here, and last night's and yesterday morning's European model guidance was carrying it, but it dropped it off a little bit today. It's not showing the same kind of thing, but that's going to change. Remember, the southern New Jersey snowstorm here, the New Jersey hitter from the other day, and of course this one here was well advertised a couple of days before, but even the southern New Jersey hitter from earlier this week, model guidance did not do so good with that, just several days out. And looking at the storm reports for southern Massachusetts and Connecticut out of the box office, Boston's National Weather Service office here, 15.2 inches in Norfolk. Massachusetts, 11.2 inches here in Suffolk and Logan in Massachusetts, 14.4 in Westwood. That's incredible amounts of snow. Snow ratios here about 12 to 13, 14 to 1. So we'll continue to monitor the changes in your daily forecast, and you can look for changes in your forecast coming up for next week too. But I told you many times it's going to be very cold around here come early next week, and then the potential for some of this energy here to mix with some of this energy here to produce an isentropic lift, snow, sleet, freezing rain, ice event is still on the table. We'll refine the forecast going through the period. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith for Garden State Weather on YouTube at Garden State Weather, all one word, and Garden State WX on Twitter.